2026 Williams County Board of County Commissioners meeting to order. Beth, please call roll.
Barry.
Here.
Steve.
Here.
Bo.
Here.
Chris.
Here.
We have a quorum. We'll proceed. If everybody would please stand for the pledge. Okay, item C is the consent agenda. What are the wishes?
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion? Discussion? Roll call, please.
Barry.
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
Corey.
Yes.
Bo.
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
Motion carried. Item D on the agenda is public comment. This is the spot on the agenda where if you have something to talk about, you can come up to the mic. Please introduce yourself for the record and then tell us what you want to talk about. Hang on for a sec. Their mic's not on.
I'm really short, so. Okay. Good morning. My name's Jossie Rice. I'm the president and founder of the Olive Motherhood Foundation. If you're not familiar with the Olive Motherhood Foundation, we are a 501c3, 100% volunteer-run nonprofit that started in 2022. Our goal is to support mothers and families in the community of Williston. As a local myself, we all know that it's hard sometimes for families to come to this area, so our goal is to make them feel more welcome. We help moms in a variety of ways, such as emotionally creating a space for them, and also we financially provide for them as well when they hit hard times. So what I'm here to discuss today is requesting the reconsideration of waiving our fee for our murder mystery food drive this weekend. So just to share a little bit about that. So right now, over the last week and through this week, we have 17 businesses competing across Williston to raise the most items. What makes our food drive different is that we do work with tons of businesses across Williston. They're all having a friendly competition to compete against each other. Also, for our food drive, we purchase a lot of perishable items the morning of the food drive. So, because we all know a box of mac and cheese is only so much without the milk and butter. So we that morning we'll go buy meat, cheese, fruits, vegetables, making sure that the families of Williston have well-rounded meals. So how our murder mystery event ties into our food drive is it's all in one place, obviously. So at the murder mystery is where we are raising money for our organization throughout the year. But also at that night, we'll be auctioning off clues to purchase the perishable items for our food drive, which would be the following day. Our first year, our food drive was cleared out in literally minutes. Our second year, we helped over 80 families. This will be our third year. We're expecting more donations and more attendance due to the current economic climate and our flyer being sent throughout the school district. Kind of where our struggle lies is that we booked this space a year ago and ownership changed, of course, at the fairgrounds. We were told the date would be honored in January and that it would be discussed that it would be waived. At that time, there was no talk of us needing to fill out a waiver. We followed up in March as we were wondering if there was an answer on if it was approved or not. And at that time, we were told we needed to fill out a waiver, which we submitted that very day. And then now we just found out yesterday, of course, that our request was denied, and which left us no time to budget for this cost, which would be essentially our largest cost for out of all of our expenses for this event. So that just makes it difficult and essentially will come out of our food drive fund. This is a problem because it's too late to change venues, of course. It's a sold out event and it would disrupt the families counting on filling their fridge. And then, as I said, the unexpected cost thrown into our budget only takes away from the families of Williams County. So we are requesting reconsideration of the waiver for the All of Motherhood event held at the multipurpose building this weekend. Again, like, I completely understand policy and wanting to draw the boundaries and stuff. I think our main issue lies that we had no time to prepare for this expense. And going forward, we would understand if that was the decision made that it would be expected to pay, but we weren't expecting it. So All of Motherhood, with the support of the community, we will make this event happen no matter what, for the good of the people, but we hope that the county can stand with us and support as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Jossie. Just hang tight.
Okay.
I have a 13-point response. Okay, I don't have that much. We had a good conversation yesterday on the phone, and I guess I want to start out with the staff is following what we've tasked them with, and it didn't probably happen as fast as they wanted it to do, and some of that's on us as a commission because we meet twice a month, so things got pushed back.
Mm-hmm.
We're learning. We're trying to learn. We took over the fairgrounds, and I think everybody up here will agree 100% that we want to make it better for the community. I can't speak for the whole board. I can speak for myself with saying it's a great thing that you're doing. We want to support that kind of stuff. I don't know what the future will bring. I think there's definitely a solution to this weekend's problem. I don't think that it's that big a deal as far as on our side. We can make things happen and fix it. But then I think we're going to have to, as a board, we're going to have to go back to the staff and say, hey, we gotta look at this again, see what it is, because you're not the only 501c3 group that's doing good things for the community. I think the goal, and Commissioner Anderson and I talked about it. We both sit on the finance committee. We're not trying to make money on this. We're trying to make sure that when we're putting people out there, we're being fiscally responsible with taxpayer money. And, the $1,000 was more to pay a person to be there, clean, do that kind of stuff. I think obviously we need to take a look back up and see how we should handle it in the future. I can't say that it'll be nothing down the road, but I also, at least then you're going to be ahead. So, that would be my recommendation. Anybody want to jump in? Because I talked a lot. It was only 12 points.
Okay, what if we were to change directions, Karen? What would be what are the mechanics, or Helen? What are the mechanics behind all this?
I did have an opportunity to talk to Attorney Prout before the meeting. And so if you guys give us some direction, I think there are ways that we can execute a change, but I need to know what those are. There is, I suppose, a reduction, and there is a zero fee, waiving of the fee. Just a little background, I guess, for everyone. There is a waiver form. Our process is that it goes to the finance committee to review those waiver requests. We knew that the Fair Association had really not been charging. It doesn't appear anyone to use the spaces at the fairgrounds, but we also understand that government can't subsidize the work of private organizations and even charitable organizations. And so we did establish a fee schedule. It does mimic the kinds of publicly owned spaces that we think other folks in these circumstances might be using, like the old Armory, the James Memorial, some of the Park District spaces. So you all can do whatever you want today, and I think we can make it happen.
I think those are very good points. I think where we're at right now, though, is this group they weren't prepared for it. What I heard Jossie say was, down the road we can deal with this, and maybe the fee's wrong. That's something that I think we need to look at also and make a decision. You know, one of my concerns is you have good groups and you have not so good groups, and there has to be something, whether it's a deposit or you got to have some skin in the game, right? And by doing that, you know, you take care of it, because I can tell you, you know, your group has to clean up afterwards. Well, clean to you and clean to Keith, who's running the facilities, is probably two different things, right? So, I mean, on this one, there was two that we denied, and the way they were set up, I mean, my thought would be is since it was late, we were kind of late bringing the information to them. I would say we should probably just waive the fees on both of them, then kick this back to staff and say, okay, we want to look at this. Whether is the fee right? Should the fee be the same for a wedding and a 501c3? Should it be the same? Should it be different? Is there, you know, we can do this, but that's, you know, we've got great staff and they can take a look at it and bring it back to us. Like, I mean, is a month long enough to look at it? We can come back the second week of May, because I think we need to get this, and in that we probably need to look at all the agreements that were made with the fair. As Williams County, we did not say, I was sitting at the meeting, we said we will honor all the dates. We didn't say we'll honor the fees, because we said we don't know what we're going to be able to do yet. Matter of fact, I think I said it at the meeting. But we also have to make sure that we're doing what's right for the community, because we took over this fairgrounds for that reason. So, thoughts?
Yeah, I would, Mr. Chairman, I think I would make the motion to waive the fees on these two.
Iron
And-
Brotherhood and Olive Motherhood.
Correct. And then direct staff to take a look at other fair board agreements that have been scheduled. And we just need, if there's scheduling that they said they'd waive fees, we'll honor those agreements going forward, and then direct staff to look into these issues and report back to us.
Okay, is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I'll second the motion and add to Ms. Ray's. Thank you so much for your investment in our community and the way you're taking care of families. I appreciate that. And thank you for your patient understanding with this board, as we are in a transitional time with the fairgrounds and a learning experience for us as well. Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other comments?
Yeah, I have one request for the motion and the second, and that would be, and a request to you, noting this change on your social media post
Absolutely.
would be a real benefit.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it went out, I got a copy of it texted to me immediately by my wife and numerous other people. So that social media has great impact, and so I think if it could reflect the
Yeah,
change
absolutely.
in direction, that
I've
would-
tried to give updates as people have been offering assistance and stuff. After I talked to you yesterday, I gave an update. I just want to be transparent with
Perfect.
it. So,
Thank
absolutely.
you, appreciate that.
Yes.
And yeah, you do have my phone number now,
Yeah.
so you feel right. And
Hopefully
and
I
I
won't need it
and I know
again.
I'm not hard to find. Most people can find me, so I know everybody up here is the same. We want to talk to people, so I'm more of a let's talk rather than battle it out on social media, because I'm not very good at it. So, so any other comments, questions? So we have a motion and a second. Beth, you got it? Can we have a roll call, please?
Steve,
yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Good luck with your event this weekend.
Thank you.
All right. We're still on public comment. Is there any other public comment that needs to take place? No, seeing none, we are going to look at community engagement. Did we surprise you?
Kind of a little bit. I was like, who's that? I don't know. Good morning. Okay. So for today I have the tourism grant program recommendations for this year. We've been doing this for quite a few years. It's been a little bit different each year. This year we did have a little bit more funding to put towards the program. And again, that comes from our visitor promotion fund. So the visitor promotion fund is built by our hospitality taxes that are collected in the county. and we had $100,000 available for that. This is an 80/20 program, so we reimburse approved expenses at 80%. We did have $160,000 in requests that came in, so more than we had available to give out. We had 21 applications, and then from those, the review committee whittled it down to 15 that were selected for awards. And so again, the review committee was Commissioner Ramberg, Amy Kruger, the executive director of the Williston CVB, and then Katie Ogden, who is the park director out at Lewis and Clark State Park. So I did provide you an updated list here this morning, just because in the packet I had forgotten to include two contingencies that were on some of these awards. One being on actually closing on land, and then the planning and building approvals that are required. And then there was one award that they would need the ability to spend it in 2027 because it's for an ice fishing tournament that happens in January.
Lindsay, just for the sake of the public and the sake of the board, I talked to you just before the meeting to get some information about the award structure and that kind of thing. Could you just inform public and the board just the determination on that funds? You're probably going to do that already with both 501c3s and private business and that kind of thing. So.
Yes. So thank you for that. The tourism grant program is unique in that we can actually grant out to private businesses or nonprofits or political subdivisions, again, because of the parameters of the Visitor Promotion Fund and the authority for the commission to collect those hospitality taxes that fund the fund. Come under Century Code, it allows a commission to contract with any type of entity to conduct those tourism duties. Because again, these funds are restricted. They can only be utilized for attracting visitors to Williams County and to utilize travel and tourism facilities, which is the other key part of that.
So you just need a motion.
Yep. So seeking for a motion to approve the recommendations and then authorize the chairman to sign the agreements. The agreement templates were part of the program approval, and they'll still go to Karen for final review.
Okay. Any questions for Lindsay? Any comments, or what are the wishes, gentlemen?
I'd move to approve the recommendations as presented and authorize the chairman to sign.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Discussion? Roll call, please.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lindsay. Cameron, you're up.
Good morning, Commissioners. Cameron Heimer, Development Services. On August 1st, 2025, the North Dakota legislature enacted Senate Bill 2027. That bill made several changes to North Dakota Century Code related to floodplain management authority. As a result, each North Dakota community is required to update their floodplain management ordinance to ensure compliance with state and federal law. Williams County floodplain ordinance was originally adopted in 1988 and last amended in the year 2000. North Dakota Department of Water Resources, or the DWR, has advised that communities failing to update their ordinance by June 1st, 2026 may be suspended from the National Flood Insurance Program. According to the Department of Water Resources, SB 2027 was necessary to ensure insurance agents can correctly identify the community with floodplain management authority to ensure they are correctly writing NFIP-backed flood insurance policies. Also, per the bill, all North Dakota communities will need to annually certify to the DWR that they are continuing to undertake floodplain management. Williams County already submitted their version for this year. So the proposed Williams County floodplain ordinance was drafted by Attorney Karen Proud and I from a model ordinance that was provided to us by the DWR. It outlines procedures for obtaining a development permit, variances, compliance, appeals, violations, and enforcement. At this time, only 2 special flood areas identified by FEMA are within Williams County jurisdiction, and they are located in portions of Buford and Trenton townships. In my years here, I can only probably think of one time we've ever had an application for it, so it's not a common thing within our county, but we do have a couple of areas out there. The proposed ordinance would also automatically adopt any new, updated, or amended or revised flood insurance maps and flood insurance study reports made available to the public by FEMA. The administration of the ordinance mirrors a lot of our zoning ordinance as far as with the appeal procedures, application procedures, administrative procedures. And then I've also attached the proposed fee schedule. I wanted to make sure that it matched the current fee schedule for CUPs, appeals, and whatnot. So they would be the same prices. The floodplain development permit fee is a $200 proposed fee. The administrative variance is a $100 proposed fee, and a floodplain variance where they would need to come in front of the county commission would be the $200 fee to fill out those forms and for staff to get it advertised and do the work behind the scenes. Being that this closely resembles a lot of the zoning process as we worked on it, it'll help staff with moving through this process, and also it's a more familiar process for the public. So today I'm looking for the commission to approve the Williams County Floodplain Management Ordinance and fee schedules presented and have the chairman sign. And I am available for any questions if you have any in regards to this.
Okay, any questions, gentlemen?
Just a comment. Thank you for all the hard work that you get assigned by the state legislature.
Yeah, we've been working closely with the Department of Water Resources, and Karen's been a major help with this. She's helped me go through and redline it. And we've, I think, probably about 6 months working on this. So
Thanks, Karen. We're just going to give you a firm handshake and a pat on the back. Okay, well, what are the wishes, gentlemen?
Make a motion to approve the floodplain update.
I would probably say at the very bottom of that memo, I put some language there, but I'd say the name of the letters of the ordinance there. It'd be ordinance 2026-04-21.
I would recommend a motion to approve the ordinance 2026-04-21, the Williams County Floodplain Management Ordinance and Fee Schedule as presented and have chairman sign.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey.
Yes. Motion carried. Thank you, Cameron. All right, next up, Brandon with engineering.
Morning, Commissioners. Brandon Farrell with County Engineering. So last meeting we talked about, or we approved the chip seal project, and I had mentioned that we were looking at potentially expanding that to capture some more of the county roads with that project. Contractor agreed to just maintain all of the bid prices and just let us increase the quantity to get more roads. So with that, the total share for the county on the increase would be $1,393,493.91. And then City of Ray and City of Tioga have some portions they would like to include. They're voting on that at their own meetings, which we would just add to our project at their cost. So
What does that leave us with that we were under on the engineer's estimates?
so the engineer's estimate was
On the whole,
it was roughly a $5 million estimated budget. The total project would come to be $5,876,000. So we added a good chunk of additional work to the project. But yeah, the engineer's estimate originally was 4.6. It came in at 4.4, and then now we're going to be at 5.89 roughly for.
and that extra money's coming off of the other.
The other two
road
projects came in a
projects.
couple million under what we were expecting them
Right.
to be.
So there's still money. If
Yes, they're still. We ended up with $4 million.
sorry, I should have made my question a
You're
lot
okay.
easier. That was a long ways around to get there, and that was my fault. Sorry about that.
You're good. We ended up with $4 million left over after all of our projects this year, so we were able to get some additional work done with our chips project. So.
Good bids.
Yeah.
Great. I'm glad we got to add stuff. That's awesome.
Yes. So today I'm just looking for approval of this change order. Get this additional work done.
Okay. Anybody got any questions? They can ask them better than I did.
And it's 160 miles of chip seal this year that we're doing.
Wow.
I have the number this time, Barry. So
Okay. If there's no questions, what are the wishes?
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve the change order number 1 plan revision. And thanks, Brandon.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tanner, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I know you've got some stuff happening. If you could just give us a quick update on frost law and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so the frost laws are being lifted Wednesday at noon. Everything south of Highway 2. Finally,
No kidding.
There's a long frost season, but just with the up and down weather, nothing moved really fast. So
Everything
it's good
healed
and
up,
bad.
firmed up pretty good.
Yeah, we got a lot of frost boils on pavement that we're looking to contract out. It looks like we can get them done tied into. They're paving the bridge that they replaced last year, like in 2 weeks, and it looks like we can get all of our stuff done right in line with that. So be good.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, number 4, Tom with weed.
Morning, Commissioners. Tom Leo, Williams County Weed Control Director. You have to excuse me. I've had a little bit of a frog in my throat the last few days, but hopefully my voice holds out. In the past, I've kind of come in here and thrown 20 or 30 bullet points at you guys. Today, I decided to kind of shorten that up and go a little bit more in depth on just 3 or 4 different things, topics. Wrote them out. So to start with, in the past seasons, we kind of used a wide brush to paint the county easements, right of ways, use that approach to spraying, using our broadjet nozzles. And the advantages of that were, wider coverage, helping with efficiency, getting treatment of the small weeds sometimes that you can't see. But the downside to that is sometimes a possibility of spray drift, and we don't want that, as well as more chemical usage. So we've switched to a more targeted approach of hand spray, getting right down there in the grass and spraying by hand. So that reduces the possibility of spray drift, and it also reduces the amount of chemical that we use, which in my opinion is a really good thing, putting less chemical out in the environment. It does increase the labor efforts, but I think it's a good trade-off. It also affords us the opportunity to get more accurate gauge on our infestation levels. So that's also very helpful when I do my state reporting. So Williams County was recently awarded the dubious honor of having the highest population of herbicide-resistant kochia in the state. Yay! Yeah. Even though that's not really necessarily in my purview of noxious weeds, you can't live and work here without being aware of the effect that might have on farming and industry. Unfortunately, on the farming side, at this point, there's really no clear-cut answer to that. We're working on it. But on the industry side, there is a bit of an answer to that. It's going to require probably fall application of a pre-emergent herbicide on some of those bare ground sites, pads, and industrial sites, whatnot. Problem with that is it's going to require a hard shift in the industry from spring application to fall application. If we're going to get this done, they're probably going to have to do both spring and then fall in the same year to make that shift, and then the following years after that will be fall. That's a tall order to get an entire industry to change what they're doing. But we'll try. Personally, I'm now the second vice president of the North Dakota Weed Control Association. I was voted in this year. So I'll be in the role of president in 2 years. Happy to do my part in the public service of that. I'm also co-chair of the association's education committee. The education committee's two main events are the poster contest that's advertised to all the North Dakota schools across the state for 5th and 6th grade students each year. It's a fun project for a lot of the students, and I get to go with the other co-chair and present a plaque and then t-shirts to all of the students in that class that wins that poster contest. And then we also hold an educational symposium at Washburn every other year. This year we're hosting it again. So that's a pretty fulfilling part of this job. I do enjoy that a lot. Recently, this board has had before it the approval of 2 gravel pits in the county. And I was excited to hear that those townships required weed management plans for those gravel pits before the CUP was awarded. The North Dakota Weed Control Association has been working to formulate a statewide weed management plan for gravel pits so that these larger construction gravel companies can work across the state, no matter which county they're in, and know the rules to comply. Think large road projects, highway projects, and stuff like that, where they can go county to county and be in compliance. We're not there yet, but we're close. This also helped us to bring about some discussion between the weed department and development services with Cameron. And in the future, I expect this could mean really big things for the county as far as weed control. So I'm excited to be a part of that. And beyond that, I'd like to thank this board and my weed board for their continued support of the weed program. So if you have any questions, maybe I could answer that.
Thanks. Anybody got any questions for Tom?
Just a comment. I keep up the good work.
Yep, just gratitude for your dedication to our county and its citizens. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
I was gonna let you know too, that egg drone guy is gonna be out at my place on Thursday morning, mid-morning, for that demonstration. If
This
you're,
week?
yeah,
Okay.
if that's something you're interested in. So,
Sure.
okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay, did I miss any other department heads that need to address the board? No. Okay, Helen, you're up.
Good morning again. All right, we have the position report for your review. We do have a corrections officer position that we'd like your permission to fill.
Make the motion to approve, or did you have something else? Sorry, Hen. Okay, make motion to approve that correction officer position.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion? Yeah, no, you gotta be quick on the mic, guys. Let's go. Roll call, please.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, we have a construction maintenance agreement. As I understand it, this is actually there's a park board project. This is the special road fund. There's an 80-20 split. So we have a project that is, it is more than $500,000. The maximum amount of this grant is $500,000. So there will be a county contribution. Then there's money coming from the special road fund. This is for the road in Epping Springbrook, in the Epping Springbrook campground, from the highway all the way to the end. As we understand it, this has been provided by the Parks Director as an update to the Park Board, but the SRF grant came in the name of the County Commission. And so now we need the commission to authorize the chairman to accept the funds and authorize the chairman to sign. It came as a DocuSign document, so it will actually be the auditor and the chairman will get them electronically and sign them that way. So administrative process here.
Okay, just need approval for the auditor and the chairman to sign them. Is that correct?
And you need to accept the funds, I would say, in the motion.
I think that would be probably the first thing we would do. So somebody get on the mic quick.
I would move to approve the, accepting the funds and authorizing the chairman and the auditor to sign electronically.
Thank you.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, in your packet, you have the lease, the Trail Riders, which is the Snowmobile Club. They own a small building on the fairgrounds that which they operate for the use of their winter activities. I had a nice conversation with the chairman when he came in to sign. They're actually doing meetups on their UTVs now, so they're like year-round trail riders, just riding different kind of trails. So I think they have some cool things going on. I need the chairman to sign that lease. And then we only have one left. It is the Saddle Club. We have a joint lease with the Rodeo Club. Commissioner Anderson and I have had a couple of conversations. He's gone to a couple of meetings. They have an event coming up. The Rodeo Club has their annual rodeo on Band Day at the outdoor arena. So we're excited for the space to be used for that. It's a long-standing tradition on that weekend. The Saddle Club does have an event coming up then I think toward the end of May. And if they haven't signed their lease, we'll have to come up with some kind of a one-off event agreements with them until we get that lease finalized. And of course, there is an exchange of money as they maintain the spaces. That's our financial transaction with some of these groups. And so if that isn't going to happen, we'll have to think about what we're going to do for the Saddle Club. So I think the chairman's signature
Okay,
here on the
need
Trail
a
Riders lease.
motion to sign the Trail Riders agreement.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve the Trail Riders lease agreement, authorized chairman to sign.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Right, in the last legislative session, there was a bill passed that allows for wording updates to home rule charters to bring them into alignment with state law. So the home rule charter is a thing passed by the voters, and it allows county government that or city government that has a home rule charter to have more expanded powers beyond what the Century Code would implicitly say by way of ordinances and other instruments. And voters have we can only change the home rule charter if the voters approve the changes. That is still the law. However, sometimes there are wording changes that happen in the Century Code which guides some of the entries into our home rule charter. And when those are out of alignment, there could be it could be difficult. We in essence are not following the correct language in our home rule charter, but we can't because state law takes precedent over our home rule charter. And so this new legislation, not unlike what Cameron just presented, although this is a help to us, maybe not just one more thing to do, allows for us to make these wording changes to match the Century Code within our home rule charter. We could not make a substantive change to the operations of our organization or the sort of the provisions that the home rule charter gives us. We couldn't make those changes without a vote of the people. So you'll see our attorney put together a real nice outline that shows what the language is today and how the Century Code has changed, and so how the language must change. And so there's a process built into this bill that was passed that says once you all approve today the resolution, and then you have to approve the updated home rule charter. You all will sign the home rule charter, And then we will post that on our website so that the public can see the changes that were made along with the resolution that creates the details. It'll be recorded so that if somebody were to go to the recorder's office and search for our home rule charter, they would find both copies, the old and the new. And then it has to be recorded with the Secretary of State's office.
And you're saying that it's just wording changes?
Yeah, if there's a,
Give me an example, would you?
yep. So if you go to section page 2, yep. So the current language of the Home Rule Charter is section 1, article 2, acquire, hold, operate, and dispose of property within or without the county limits, and exercise of the right of eminent domain for those purposes. The new language is acquire, hold, operate, and dispose of property within or without county limits. And then here's the addition. Subject to North Dakota Century Code Chapter 32-15, exercise the right of eminent domain for those purposes. So there is just how many ever words? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 words added, but now it aligns with what Century Code says. And so you'll see there are just a handful of those kind of language changes. And then there are notes in the resolution that show, for example, section 3, section 4, there are no changes because either that's a section that we couldn't update without voter approval, or there just weren't any applicable law changes. Section 6 on page 6 is another example. The words are exactly the same, except, so for example, section 6, lay out or vacate public grounds and provide for the construction, use, operation, designation, and regulation of a county road system. The change is lay out or vacate public grounds and provide through, and here are the words, through its governing body for the construction, use, operation, designation, and regulation of county road system. So it is wholly language changes.
So Karen had to sit and figure out all of these?
Yes.
How'd you stay sane? Thank you for doing that, obviously, because this, yeah, okay. Well, that was all my question was. It was, so it's just wording and.
Right. It can't be substantive. If it was a substantive change, we'd have to go to the voters to make the change.
Okay.
And I assume the Secretary of State's office, part of that is that they will also review this. You know, there's a state double check here to make sure that counties aren't trying to sneak something through.
But Mr. Chairman, just a quick opportunity here because we're talking about the Home Rule Charter. Maybe it's a good opportunity to talk about what the Home Rule Charter specifically has enabled us to do to help the community.
Yeah, the Home Rule Charter initially, the reason that we enacted the Home Rule Charter is that you have to be a Home Rule Charter county in order to collect a sales tax. So in 2006, when we began to consider the need for a new jail, which would be the first part of the addition onto the courthouse, it was through the passage of a Home Rule Charter. It was a vote. Voters had to affirm both a Home Rule Charter and yes to allowing us to assess a property tax. A sales tax. And through that sales tax and the Home Rule Charter enactment, we were able to build the jail, which we moved into in 2009.
And more recently?
Yes, certainly then in 2014 and in 2024, there has been a 1% sales tax. The first one used to support law enforcement efforts, largely rural first responder agencies. And then in 2024, and half of that sales tax goes to the city for their first responder efforts. And then in 2024, that sales tax was extended. And all of that is allowed because we have a Home Rule Charter. Without a Home Rule Charter, we wouldn't be able to collect the sales tax and serve the public with those dollars.
For all the quality of life projects that we're helping support,
yes.
Which is
Fairgrounds.
enabled by that. So, yeah.
Yeah, buildings at the fairgrounds.
Yeah, perfect.
Great. Any other questions? Thanks for that. That's a good thing actually to point out, Steve, so people understand what that does for Williams County. No questions. What are the wishes? Do you need me to? Go
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the amended Home Rule Charter
And the resolution.
and authorize the entire commission to sign.
And the resolution.
and the resolution. And authorize the chair to sign that.
Okay, is there a second to that short motion?
Second.
Did you say second, Bo?
Yep. Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Yes, motion carried.
Great. That's all I have for you.
Oh yeah, thank you. With that brings us to item G. Is we are adjourned 8:45.
I think we'll